Years ago when I was a young manager, I was in charge of 8 technicians. And I had this one technician that was always pushing my buttons and he would just always just do a little bit extra just to get in trouble a little bit. And he just challenged me everywhere I turned. And I remember I was walking through the shop, and this one day I was having such a great day. The shop was full of cars, everybody was working, but I looked at his area where he was supposed to work, and there was 3 technicians in this police car, and there was one just leaning against the workbench just watching them. So I go up there, I know something's wrong. I just got this bad feeling, it's like something just not right. So I go up to him, I was like, what's going on? He said, I think I dropped something here. I'm just trying to find it. I got these guys helping me. And I didn't buy a story. I was like, no, what's really going on? And I was like, and I looked at the guy on the workbench, and he's usually a great employee. And I'm like, what are you doing over here? I was like, you're usually working. And he's like leaned up against the workbench, and he lifted his hand up. And when he lifted his hand up, he was handcuffed to the workbench. And I looked at that other technician. I said, what in the world were you thinking? He says, oh, we were just goofing around, and I just locked him there, just laughing at him, and I go back to the police car, and I cannot find the key to the handcuffs. We've been looking for 30 minutes, and they're not in here. So I start looking for the handcuffs. I'm just freaking out too, because it's like, oh my gosh, now I got to call the police department and try to tell them to come over here to uncuff my employee off the workbench. So all this stuff's rushing through my head, and we can't find the key, and I ended up having to call this police department. And they were not too happy when I called them. The police officer that came, he was a little bit more, he laughed about it, took pictures of my guy handcuffed to his workbench. But I started thinking about that story the other day, and a lot of times I get stuck in the wrong environment. And when I get stuck in this bad environment or the wrong environment, whatever it is, I can sometimes get handcuffed to something. And so now I'm just cautious of where I'm at. If I feel like I'm in a bad environment, I try to get out of there. I try to go somewhere positive, because the last thing I want to do is just get in there and get real comfortable. And the next thing I know, I got a handcuff on my arm.